to Kimpo, K-13.
Okay.
And then we got on trucks and they drove us, it's approximately 60 miles from that base to K-55, which is the 5th Air Force headquarters.
Okay. All right.
And
what month was this about? It had to still be winter, right?
that was March, I believe.
March? Okay.
Yeah, that was March 4th
okay.
when we went. We got there about March 16th.
Okay. All right.
And we got to K-55 at the middle of the night, and we hadn't eaten, so that we had to line up at the mess to eat. And one of the guys serving me was a fellow I knew from 2 blocks away, where I lived.
Wow, you got lucky with a lot
Yeah.
of friends around here.
And he said, "This is the best deal you could get for yourself?" I mean, he had been there before.
Sure,
so.
I got you. Yeah.
Anyway, I have pictures of them.
Okay. If you want to, you can pull out the picture there since
Well,
you're thinking about it right away. If you,
These aren't in any particular
okay.
order. They're
Okay.
pictures from base. My kids put this together.
Okay.
And
Okay. Well, we can go through it.
Okay.
But sort of you can
there's
highlight
pictures
it.
of Korea and pictures
Okay.
of. Anyway, I was in Korea for from March of '53. March of '54 rather.
Mhm.
March of '54 to the end of January '55.
Okay. All right.
And while I was in Korea, I started out in supply, in battalion supply, and I ended up being the battalion supply sergeant.
Okay.
And we had 2 companies at K6, which was a Marine Air Base,
Okay.
and that's where I was stationed.
Okay.
That was Marine Air Group 12.
Mhm.
Anyway, I was stationed there. I was a battalion supply sergeant. There was H&S company,
Mhm.
and the third company, I think it's the third.
Okay.
Anyway, the C company
Okay.
was there, and the A and B companies were at Kimpo, K-13,
Oh, okay.
which was 60 miles away.
Okay.
And I used to have to buy merchandise and so on, supplies and whatever. That was part of my job
Okay.
for both locations.
Okay.
And I would travel occasionally, not too often, but occasionally would take a truck or with a couple guys and we'd drive up to K-13
Okay.
and come back.
All right. What was unique and most difficult about being a battalion supply sergeant? What was?
Well,
what
there was a lot of paperwork, and
Well, what kind of supplies did you have? Did you?
engineers, we had a cement warehouse, which was the only one in Korea. We had a lumber yard.
Mhm.
We had, all the trucks and all that earth-moving equipment.
Okay.
There was about $6 or $7 million worth of equipment there
Okay.
that I was in charge of keeping the records and so on.
Mhm.
And I had a very nervous officer who had a sign for everything, and he was real nice to me because if I screwed up, he would
Sure.
he would be in trouble. But
Mhm.
we got through fine. We got through it fine,
Mhm.
and I stayed in Korea, like I say, till the end of January of '55,
Okay.
which is almost 11 months.
Right, right. Well, was the conflict? Did you see any conflict?
No, the shooting had stopped. They
Okay.
were negotiating the peace treaty.
Mhm.
We had a lot of thieves
Mhm.
who would try and get in.
You mean from the locals?
Local,
Local
yeah.
thieves.
The country was devastated.
Mhm.
There wasn't too much going on there,
Mhm.
and the people were scrounging for whatever they could get.
Mhm.
As a matter of fact, sometime I would have to go up to right near Seoul to get supplies.
Mhm.
And if you drove back, you'd drive through the tiny Korean villages, and sometimes they'd put a kid out in the street so that you would stop the truck and then somebody would jump on the back of the truck. Well, that happened